Hi guys, it's Eric here. Hope you have a nice day. So today we are going to deal with the daily question for this one. Find the minimum area to cover all ones. It's a medium question, but I think the question is much more easier than the question 21 new 21 games. That one is also a medium, but that one is more harder than this one, I think. So okay, let's check out the text for the question first. You are given a 2D binary array grid. Find a rectangle with horizontal and vertical sides with the smallest area, such that all the ones in the grid lie inside this rectangle. And we're going to return the minimum possible area of the rectangle here. So if you feel confused or not understand the question, what the hell is this? So I think you need to look at all the examples very carefully. I'm gonna say it every time in my video because I think in the Leetcode questions, the example can help you better understand this question clearly and comprehensively. So you may the example is very important here. So let's check out the first example. This one is grade 0 1 0 1 0 1. We got an output 6 here, right? So why can we get the output 6 here? Let's use our textbook here. This is a graph here, right? You can see he said that we're gonna 2 multiplied by 3 equals to 6. So how can we get the 2 and 3 here? Let's open our textbook here. It's 0 1 0 1 0 1. Remember, all we need to pay attention is the location of the 1 here, right? So how we can get the 2 and 3 by the location of the 1? The location? No, the coordinates. Yes, the coordinates is the most important elements across the whole questions. Only thing we need to do is to get all the coordinates of the 1 in the grid. So it's 0 1 1 0 1 1, right? So what does this mean? I mean, you can say this. There is a 1, there is a 1, and there is a 1. Oh, I'm sorry. This is 1 2. I'm sorry. So we only need to pay attention to the topmost row. This is the topmost row, right? The bottommost row, the leftmost column, and the rightmost column where 1 appears. Then we can use the area coordinates to calculate the area here. But this is the inclusive indices, so we need to plus 1 use our maximum value. For example, the maximum row number is 1, so it should be 1 plus 1 here. And the maximum value of the column here is 2, and it should be 2 plus 1 here. What we need to do is we need to minus the minimum value here, right? Multiply this one minus our minimum. Our minimum is 0, right? So what we're gonna get? 2 multiplied 3 equals to 6, right? So we can get the final answer. Pretty easy, huh? I think the medium should be easy, I think. So let's write our code line by line in Python. So at first, we're gonna need to get the length of the grid and the length of the grid 0. Why? Like this. M equals to grade 0. What does this m mean? Well, this m is the number of the rows, and this n is the number of the columns. The problem guarantees the grid isn't empty here. Look at the constraints here. So this one is safe by accessing it directly. Otherwise, you need to write like if not grade or not grade 0, like this, right? This is very common in the previous daily questions. So let me get this one. The minimum or maximum row. What should they equal to? Well, the minimum R should be start as m, because the m here is bigger than any valid row. So when we do this loop in the next step, any real row index with a 1 will put it down, right? So we gonna, this is m, and what we're gonna start here, the maximum row should be zero, because since the problem guarantees at least 1, we will expand this quickly as soon as we see any ones, which means we will use this number to ensure all the number we will access in the next step will be greater or equal than this one. So this one should be 0. And for the column, it is the same logic. Should be m0, right? So we're gonna do our loop here. For row in range m, outer loop over the rows, and inner loop for the columns. We're gonna judge if the grid here, the value of the grid, or say equals to 1. We only care about the cells are 1. Whenever we hit a 1, we turn our bounding box here. If r minimum r, we gotta get the minimum row equals to row. We update the top edge, the smallest row that contains a 1 here, and the same logic if r greater than max row equals to the current row. We updated the bottom edge here, the largest row that contains a 1 here. If a column minus the minimum column here, the minimum column equals to the current column. So the same logic, I will not explain here again. Let's finish our code. Say greater than max, say equals to say here. And what we're gonna need to return, remember this is inclusive, right? Just as I mentioned in this one, you need to +1 by using the maximum value of the rows and columns. So we're gonna do this one. What we're gonna return is maximum row +1 minus the minimum row multiplies maximum maximum columns plus 1 minus 2 minimum columns here. So let's check if our answer correctly. So we're gonna run this code. Okay, our test runs successfully here, right? So we're gonna submit the answer. This one is tackled by us successfully by using the coordinates. And you can see our runtime is a little bit slow because this is Python. This is not C++. So in spite of this, we still beat the 87% of our opponents, right? So what can we learn in this question? And the example here, the example is very important. The ones are 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, the coordinates. The top is you can see the top is 0, you're right. The bottom is max bottom is 1, so we +1 becomes 2. The left one is 0, right? The right one, the maximum, is width, which means we need to +1 is 3, and area 6, we match it perfectly by using our code. So I still want to remind you guys to don't forget the +1 for the inclusive indices, and you don't need to store all the coordinates, just track the 4 max value and mean value here, mean and max as you can scan. And finally is the constraint says they're at least 1, so we don't need to empty grid checks here, like we said before here, right? Remember, every details in our Leetcode problems matters. So I hope you guys can enjoy the day and we successfully handle the questions here. Thank you. I hope my video can help you guys, and I'm very happy to see you again. Bye bye.